All right. Well, moving on. You guys ready for the show?
I am ready for the show.
All right. I don't think that went exactly the way we wanted, but that's all right. So, hello everyone, and please welcome to our show today. We have comics news. We do apologize for being late, but we were over with Art T. Bear, helping him finish out his Indiegogo campaign for Black and White. And it looks like a really great comic. So if you didn't check that out, go to over in Indiegogo and check that out. So, of course, this is Chester C. Busby III, and I am joined by Booster and Denali. So, you guys, you ready to do some news today, man?
I am. I'm very ready.
All
I'm
right.
so very ready, in fact.
Well, now the first thing we absolutely have to talk about without any question whatsoever is the ongoing Netflix series Daredevil. Now,
Oof,
oh my goodness.
oof.
Uh, I'm going to let you start with that booster because, wow, man. Go ahead.
Man, I think some people might think I'm crazy for this opinion, but Daredevil's my favorite show ever made. Before season 3 came out, I was thinking this is just my favorite show just ever made. Some people go, "Whoa, what about Game of Thrones and the Breaking Bad?" Not my kind of show. I love Daredevil so much, and season 3 is just blowing everything else out of the bloody water. What season 2 was definitely missing was a great season, just full of stuff to unpack there. Great performance of Punisher from Joe Bernal, but it was missing that Wilson Fisk presence, and we get so much of that
Yeah.
juicy Wilson Fisk
Oh,
performance in this first season.
absolutely beautiful, man. And the second season did have a lot of great fist stuff, but not like this season. I mean, this is
Hmm.
insane. I mean, Denali, how much have you seen? How much of this have you seen?
I'm up to episode 5. Finished the first 5 episodes. The second season was a case of Iron Man 2 itis, where it's a setup season where they were introducing Defenders, wherever they were introducing um, Punisher and all these, and it wasn't really focused on Daredevil and his struggles so much as it was a setup season, and you could feel it that throughout the whole season. This one, it knows it's not setting it up, it's not playing any games, and every episode leaves you wanting more. I only had to stop today because I was on RT Bear.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I stopped.
So after this, you're going to go right back to it?
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
man.
probably. I'll have to do it later because I got work later. But yeah, I'm
Yep.
up to episode 11. How about you, Booster?
Ooh. About 9, I believe.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, it's really impressive to me because I said this on Arch channel, but I'm going to say it here again. I think this is the best thing I've ever seen Netflix do.
Absolutely.
I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, without a
Daredevil,
doubt.
they've been always hitting it home run, or at least close to a home run. Unlike the other shows they feel like an afterthought, but Daredevil is where, it's their golden goose. It's their, uh, crown prince of original programming,
Oh
and
yeah, absolutely.
I'd be surprised if they cancel it.
Mhm.
No,
Well,
well,
they better
we
not.
were speculating yesterday, right, that with the cancellation of Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and of course, I don't know about Jessica Jones, but I imagine that'll be canceled too. But we were speculating, I think it was DeWolf that had brought it up, that that's just Disney wanting to pull everything into their live streaming service. What are they going to do with this Daredevil? Because it is killing it.
You know
Well,
what? I honestly won't care if those shows never came back and they focused everything on Daredevil from
Yeah,
now on.
so would I.
yeah,
More Bullseye, man. That guy
but
is crazy good.
Yeah, he is.
They've got him down to a T.
Yeah, no, it
definitely.
that I mean, the introduction of Bullseye came in like a hurricane. Of course, we don't want to give spoilers, but
Mm.
this go watch this, man. This is really good. The pacing in each episode is excellent. I just have no complaints. I mean, the only negative thing I could possibly say is I've just never cared for Karen, the actress herself. I mean, she's So
Fair
pay
enough.
it.
She tends to just get herself in trouble, and while everyone else around her is going, "Don't do this, you'll get yourself in trouble." Then she goes and does it, and she gets herself in trouble.
Well, true, but for me, I think
Well,
it's more about the actress herself. I mean, she's so pale and sickly, and I mean, she overacts everything a little bit. It's not so bad. It's not noticeably bad. But
I have one
she's
like minor.
always on the edge of crying. Go ahead, man.
I have like one absolutely minor nitpick if I must get into the territory of nitpicking.
Yeah.
I felt that the character Nidam, his introduction was very jarring, the transition to him and his family. We were, the first episode, right, where we're with Matt Murdock in the church, right? Next thing you know, suddenly we're with Nidam and his family in a birthday party. It was so jarring that I actually had to get up and check the show. I was like, am I still on the same show? Did a glitch happen?
Yeah, but I love that character though. He's really cool.
He really came out on his own. I felt just his introduction was jarring and a bit boring. And we spent about 10 minutes on a bunch of crap, but after all, no, he is invaluable to the show.
Yeah. Now I have a question because we don't want to give spoilers. If we keep talking, we're just going to drop spoilers left and right. So we should stop that. But I do have a question though, and maybe Denali can give me his opinion on this because we heard a bunch of stink about this being some SJW, Daredevil, and this and that, very progressive politics. I didn't get any of that. I mean, I see there was a couple little things, but it wasn't. It was actually the show itself actually kind of slapped itself down and said, "Shut up." And it's there's none of that. This is just pure. It's pure Daredevil. I mean, they didn't even cut out the religious angle which is very important to Daredevil character, his Catholicism. I thought it was great, Denali. What do you think all that noise was about the SJW stuff?
Well, I think it was more of a marketing ploy to kind of get people interested because everything's so hyper politicized that the show. I think one of the producers was saying, we try to tie it into today's environment. Fisk is a manipulation of media and people, just like Trump is. And that's where the comparison. And then how the comic book news are most of them, or a majority of them, are so biased and leaning towards that they say producer, do the little clickbaitities and go producer compares Fisk as Trump kind of deal.
It was just the case of a producer who couldn't shut his damn mouth, honestly.
Maybe.
And
yeah.
I definitely feel that us as anti-SJWs, to stay legitimate, we have to be able to distinguish between shoehorn diversity and just plain old representation, Because there's nothing really wrong with representation, whether it's just a gay character or a black character here and there, right? It's only insufferable when it's absolutely shoehorned in your face. Daredevil has none of this.
No, none of it. No, nothing at all, man. It's absolutely cool. And I welcome everyone over there. I see Dennis. Hello, Dennis. I see Bethany. I see Pope Fire. Welcome. And I also see Gary Shipman over there. Matter of fact, Gary Shipman, if you're not doing anything right now, I'm going to throw you a link, sir. Why don't you jump up here with us and say hello? We're just talking news.
Hello, Mr. Shipman.
I'm going to throw him a link and see if we can't get him over here. Let me see. Yeah, there it is.
Okay, definitely. So while Gary is maybe jumping or maybe not, and Chester's doing that, but yeah, no, it's just a lot of hot air in the episodes that I've seen. It's sticking to the story, which is more important. Does the character facilitate the story? Does it continue moving the story along? And the answer is yes. Even the action has a story unto itself. Those hallway scenes, the reason why we love the hallway scenes, which is a hallmark of these Netflix,
absolutely
tells a story of where the characters are as well.
And this season's was awesome.
Booster. And, if it doesn't win some kind of award, I'm gonna be angry.
Yeah. It was cool, and it was interesting too. Of course, not the same theme or anything, but how yesterday we were talking about Old Boy. It had a touch of that in it. I think didn't you feel that?
Yep, absolutely.
It was very, very cool. But we
All it was
definitely don't want to
missing
give
was a
spoilers.
hammer.
Because you guys want to see that, man. But
Yeah.
so Gary, I sent you a link, man. If you want to come in, come on in here and say hello and join us talking about news and give us your opinion, man. So let's go ahead and leave that. We're going to come back to that, guys, because this is unexpectedly good, and everyone's
If
going to be
we
talking
all
about it.
if we all finish this season, I would love to do a spoiler-filled review of the whole
Yeah,
season
we
once
absolutely
we've all
will.
finished it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and seeing as
Cool.
we're using Streamlabs, we can show trailers and we can do a lot more with actually doing a true up, straight up review with this thing we're using now. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on, so we don't give too many spoilers. But let's get right into the news and staying on the similar topic, as you guys can see on the screen right now. We have why Netflix canceled Luke Cage reportedly revealed. Now, Denali, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what this article is talking about, huh?
So basically, the behind the scenes seems like there was an agreement made, or there was a disagreement and created a difference in between Netflix and Disney how they wanted to proceed with the shows, and they couldn't get to an agreement and accords to continue on, and Netflix decided to pull the plug on the show, even though they had half of the scripts, half of the season written already, and they had the cast ready for the next series. They just pulled the show completely.
Wow.
Because of those disagreement, and it comes with the counterpoint. This isn't a Disney play; it's actually a Netflix play because Disney is trying to encroach in their territory. So to disrupt and give Disney a black eye, to force them to if they have to revise these these shows, Iron Fist and Luke Cage, on their Disney streaming services, or whatever they may name it, then they get the bad moniker of canceled Marvel TV shows, meaning they're getting sloppy seconds from Netflix, and that's
True.
never looks bad.
That's true. Okay, well, it makes sense, right? And you got any comments on that, Booster, or is it just kind of like, yeah, you figured?
Yeah, Luke Cage, whatever. Is that too mean? I just don't care about Luke Cage. Give me more Daredevil.
Yes, absolutely. All right, hey, we have a Gary Shipman with us. Hello, Gary. How you doing, man?
Hey guys, I saw that you sent me a link, so I thought I'd pop in and say hello.
Absolutely. Let me switch over here, guys, and we'll come back to that news real quick. We got Gary here. We should talk to Gary. So,
Hello there.
yeah, Gary, tell us, how is your campaign going? Everyone, of course, most of us know that Gary has an Indiegogo going on for a 2018 sketchbook. And how's it going, man? Tell us your progress, please.
It's going good. It hasn't been as hectic as I thought it would be. But I didn't come in to interrupt your stream,
Oh, no. Go right ahead,
yeah.
please.
But it's been good. We've reached our second stretch goal, the 5K, and we're growing from there. The second stretch goal was we're going to add Packens Land Gallery to the sketchbook. So I've been working on that the last couple of days, and yeah, it's been good.
Excellent. Well, we are talking about the comics news today. Would you like to give a listen to what we're going to be talking about and give us some comments on it?
I don't know what kind of comments I can give, but sure.
There you go. But yeah, guys, go over and certainly check that out. Denali has thrown that down in the chat. And do us a favor. Of course, hitting the like and subscribing is great. We want you guys to join if you feel like that you want to be part of that. And we're having a lot of fun. We got a bunch of links down below. We want you to check out for Facebook in general and all of that. But do keep in mind that I'll go ahead and highlight that for you, Gary.
Hey, Gary, if it makes you feel any better, I usually have no idea what I'm going to say before I come in, but I show up anyway.
Yeah, he does. Booster's good at just showing up. That's his thing.
I'm in good company then.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
But also keep in mind that one of the things that helps us the most actually is going to that share button, hitting that, and sending it out to your friends and family, your community, and having more people come in and join us, and the more the merrier, right? But let's go ahead and let's move on. Now, as you see up here, I have Gary's thing, but we're going to move on to the news, and this is actually continuing, once again, the subject we've been talking about, and of course, the point has been that the Daredevil is going really well. Have you seen any of the Netflix shows, Gary? Daredevil, Luke Cage, any of that kind of stuff?
I watched Daredevil and Luke Cage the first season.
Yeah.
I tried to watch Iron Fist, but I just can't.
Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah.
All cool, man.
Yeah. But the season 3 of Daredevil is absolutely spectacular.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it just
Yes.
came out.
Yes. And
Okay, great.
it is, but they've also canceled Luke Cage. They've canceled Iron Fist. They're probably going to cancel Jessica Jones as well. So this next article is talking about things that might replace it. But of course, with what we've been talking about, thinking that actually what Disney is doing is pulling everything into their live streaming. I don't know if Netflix is going to have any other Marvel things, but hey, we don't know. That's speculation. So Denali, why don't you go ahead and introduce this article, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so they're speculating about different characters, and some of these characters were speculated before, which was a second wave of Defenders, which is Moonlight. One of them, Moonlight Knights, as you can see right there at the beginning, and some other characters. And like you were mentioning, I don't think it's going to happen with this power play between Disney and Netflix. Most likely what's going to happen is, if any shows like that's going to come on, it's probably going to come on to the Disney stream, which will start next year. So I don't see why they would, go ahead and do that. But going along, they're doing Daughters of the Dragon, which essentially was Iron Fist season 2.
Yeah.
Kingpin, you have no disagreement. I would want a Kingpin TV show.
Well, Daredevil is kind of that anyway, but yeah.
Yeah. Hellcat, they introduced her, but man, Trish wasn't really that good. I didn't really feel like supporting Trish from season 2.
She was supposed to be Hellcat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Oh no, I just totally forgot.
Yeah, they're kind of weak. Yep. Of course, you got
And then
Elektra sitting here.
Yeah.
Did you like that? Did you like that, Gary? Did you see the Elektra? I know you didn't see season 2.
Of what, Daredevil?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. So, what did you think of the
I haven't
Elektra
seen-
character?
I think she was okay. She seemed a little weak to me. Like she seemed frail. How's that? I don't mean weak like she wasn't a strong actress, but she seemed like you could just like push her over. It didn't seem like she was like Elektra, like she was like a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
But maybe that was just me. I don't know. She seemed petite. How's that?
Yeah, no, I agree. Gail Gadot, is that her name? The Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot. She has that similar feel to her.
Yeah.
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 Although Gal Gadot probably would have been, I would have liked that better. But
True.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
And Gal Gadot was part of the army, so she still had that presence of, discipline.
Oh, Gal Gadot can play whatever she likes. Oof.
Yeah.
But a lot of the characters that they're mentioning on this article is really characters that was rumored before this whole shakeup in Marvel and Netflix happening with these canceled shows, which was Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, The Punisher, and Blade as a second wave of Defender.
Blade.
Yeah, so having those 4 characters be the second set of Defenders, after Daredevil and the first set Defenders. But I don't see that happening. Them
Yeah, I
putting
don't
them on.
Yeah, I did watch the Defenders thing too, and it was sort of really hard to watch.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it's what's so amazing that Daredevil seems to work pretty every season, but the rest of them, they're hitting touch and go, right? I mean,
But it feels like what they're doing, and they're doing it successfully, is they're following relatively closely Frank Miller's storyline, at least in parts.
yeah,
That he did in Daredevil, which was some of the best comic books that are out there. And they're following that storyline, and they're like with Foggy, they're nailing it with Foggy. I loved Stick, the guy who played Stick. I loved him.
So good.
yeah, he
It was so good. And as long as they stick to it, no pun intended, I think
That wasn't
they're gonna rock
intended.
it. Yeah. So
Cool. All right. Well, there's some other ideas that's thrown up here. How about Gladiator? Do you think you'd want to see a Gladiator show based on that?
This version of Melvin Potter is just adorable. He is just an absolute sweetheart. I don't know if he needs his own show or anything, but
Yeah, I thought it was a weird choice, but man,
Mm.
you got some other
Yeah,
ones here.
and
Well, go ahead. Tim.
White Tiger.
Mm.
No, I was gonna say for Melvin Potter, it would break my heart if he became a villain. Even though he was a villain in the original comic, the show you kind of feel for him, and you don't want to have that character become a villain and fight. Yeah.
He's like, I made you cucumber sandwiches. He's so cute.
They're mentioning here a possibility of Typhoid Mary, but you can't do Typhoid Mary without Spider-Man. I mean, come on. Would you guys
I
want to
didn't
see
even-
Typhoid Mary without Spider-Man?
To be honest, I didn't even know she was in Iron Fist. That's how I didn't even watch the second season. I didn't know she appeared.
Yeah, no, she was. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I thought it was weird. That's it. See, that's just that whole show's a mess anyway. But I thought that was a weird. Black Cat. I don't know. What do you think, Gary?
I can't.
I'm not sure exactly what it is that you guys are saying. Are these characters that have already been in, like, say, Iron Fist or something?
Yeah,
And
little cameos and stuff like that, little hints, little suggestions, hit Easter egg type of stuff, and they're just be taking from that. They're saying, okay, well, these things have all been mentioned in one way or another, so maybe they could actually get their own show. That's what it is. Yeah.
I
Yeah, that's
see.
what the articles.
I haven't really. I guess I didn't pick up on it, or I didn't see those episodes where the cameo happened. You're even saying that Gladiator was in one.
Yeah, he was Melvin, the guy who made the suit in season 1 for
that's
Delta.
right. Yeah.
He's in
Oh,
season
yeah.
3 too.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
setting it up to do it. I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, if they just do the storyline that Frank Miller did, then it would be great. I don't think he deserves his own show, but maybe he does. Who knows?
Yeah, no. Over here, they said Joshua says that Black Cat wasn't. No, she wasn't. But they might have made some kind of reference or some kind of wink to her, right?
Yeah,
But Black Cat.
but
Not in this
Well-
political climate.
well,
just
they were
not- It's not
yeah,
Black
they
Cat without the boobs.
they were
Thank
talking
you,
about they were talking about Black Cat, her own show with Black and White save
That's true.
before, and then I guess it broke down or whatever.
Silver Sable one, yeah. Well, how about this? What about Heroes for Hire? There's been a lot of speculation on the internet that them pulling the shows actually is intended to introduce Heroes for Hire as its own show. What do you think about that?
According to this article, no.
Yeah, well,
So-
no, not here, but we've heard other people talking about it, right?
Yeah, this article saying it shouldn't, which is like, okay, shut it down, fellas. This article says we shouldn't.
Okay. But I mean, you can have Luke, and you can have Iron Fist, you can have Jessica, you can have Misty
No,
Knight.
it
You
might
can,
help it out. Who knows?
That's interesting. Let's keep moving. Oh, Blade. Oh, goodness gracious. They tried to do a Blade TV show before, and it was all right, but it just didn't have any staying power. I don't know if they want to try that again.
Did they do a Blade TV show? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
it.
Huh.
Do you
It
like
was
Blade, Gary?
not.
I liked the movie. At least I thought I saw it way back when it came out with Wesley Snipes, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I thought it was okay, especially for the time. I don't know that it would hold up now with the things that they're doing now. But, you know, whatever. And it's not like something that I would want to maybe own, you know, but it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denali, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was gonna say it wasn't that TV show wasn't memorable. I think it only lasted like a season, not even a full season before it got canceled.
Yeah, you're right. I kind of
Um,
liked it though.
Yeah.
You know, the TV show that I watched, and I was actually so surprised, and I don't know if you guys will agree, but it was the Inhumans.
What did you think
I
about it?
didn't bother watching that myself.
What was that, Booster?
I said I didn't bother watching that myself. I
Yeah,
didn't hear good things about it.
Well, I didn't hear anything about it. I just saw that it was on somewhere. I don't know where I saw it. And I started watching it, and I was really impressed. I was like, wow, this is actually, I want to follow this. I was engaged with the characters for the most part. Certain ones were outstanding, you know. But it was, I think one of the biggest mistakes that they made, or maybe it wasn't, was, spoiler alert, is it okay to say?
Yeah, you're the only person on Earth
Yeah.
that's ever seen that show, so go right ahead.
So I'll spoil it for everybody. Nobody's seen it, really?
No,
Wow.
No.
Well, I should just be quiet. I just thought I was surprised at how much I did like it, because I wasn't
don't know.
expecting to.
Chat say, "Oh no, don't spoil Inhumans if you don't want Inhumans spoiled."
Okay, I won't then. But I think the thing is that I cared about the characters almost right away,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
that's to me that means something, because with Iron Fist, I just didn't even care.
Yeah.
It's just like, just let them. Okay, fine, take over New York. Whatever's going to happen, just kill these characters, please.
My
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah, it was bad. Well, hey, we got a couple
Danny
people
Rand
saying they
wasn't
saw it. Bethany said she saw it. Jordan said he saw it. Tell us what you
All
thought
right.
about it, guys. Maybe we should rethink it and go back and check it out.
Hmm.
You know?
I think part of the creative decisions in Humans, I don't think it jived with a lot of people. With some of the people and the creative choices. I think the art productions and the look of the show had a low budget quality to it, and the PR and marketing for the show was subpar. That they were basically like 3 steps behind the starting line before they even came out of the gate.
Yeah, they did get a lot of bad PR. That's true.
That show had a certain stink for me, and that stink was we really want to make something X-Men related, but we don't have X-Men, so we're going to try to make people like this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that whole thing, and that was Ike Perlmutter, the guy really pushing that hard over there. He was so frustrated with Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but does anyone want to comment on this image that's on the screen that's searing into our brains?
Well, I find it interesting that even CBR says they shouldn't make a Squirrel Girl, so that speaks volumes to me personally.
Yeah,
I think they hired this AT&T girl to play Squirrel Girl.
They did. But
Yeah.
I mean, if they did it right, I wouldn't mind it at all. We have to keep in mind, like we were talking about with Daredevil, right? What they're doing in the comics right now with Daredevil is shameful, I would say. But the show is amazing. So, what they're doing with Squirrel Girl is like the quintessential representation of what this whole community is about.
I like
They've
the comic Daredevil.
You
I've actually
know
found
what
it quite good.
Yeah, you know what would be interesting? Squirrel Girl's story, Squirrel, Steve Ditko's Fourth World, or was it Jack Kirby's Fourth World? I can't remember exactly. Having one of the trippy space stories and having Squirrel Girl in there.
Yeah, what do you think, Gary, about a Squirrel Girl show if it's done right?
I honestly don't have a problem with anything that is done right.
There you go.
Because I was thinking when Guardians first came out, people were going and seeing. I was like, really, Guardians and like Rocket? Are you serious? Give me a break. Like what are they digging at the bottom of the barrel here? And it's one of the better movies. I mean, and then now
Rocket, everyone.
Yeah, Rocket is like one of the most popular characters now, and Groot. Yep. It's like these are throwaway characters, and look at them now. So apparently, you can do anything good.
Well, my family loves the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy, so they did a wonderful job with that.
They're great. They're great. I love them.
Yeah. Well, I could sit on this image all day and talk about it all day, which I won't. But Moon Knight.
Yeah, that should work. Get the guys who are making Daredevil onto that as soon as possible.
Yeah, and that's my only fear is because of his mental health and many personality. It could either come really corny and bad, or really awesome and good. I don't see any in between. It's either good or bad.
That's
for
true.
This character.
That's kind of always the way it is, but I think they should absolutely jump 2 feet into his mental issues, and it should be Punisher level brutality. I think this should be just hardcore. Did you check out Punisher, Gary? I mean, it was pretty harsh, but it was not bad as well.
I only saw it in Daredevil. I didn't watch.
I thought he was much stronger in Daredevil than he was in his own show.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
But that's me. So.
Yeah, but it was brutal. They went brutal with it, and that's not everyone. That's not everybody's cup of tea, right? But Moon Knight should certainly be, because he is brutal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I that's just exciting for me. I'm biased, as everyone knows. So.
Of course.
We got Nighthawk. I don't know, guys. Nighthawk. Haven't thought about him in years.
Maybe the Squadron Supreme in general could have something going for him.
Squadron Supreme, that would be.
Yeah,
great.
I think that's a goldmine just sitting on, waiting to be exploited.
Yeah, but then we'd have to talk about the Suicide Squad, which we won't do because we're talking about that on Tuesday on Bugbear's Basement at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone come over and check it out, which we will talk about that movie. But that movie should have been awesome, and it was not. But yeah, those Squadron Supreme. What do you guys think about that, Tonelli? Gary?
Oh, I am excited because there's so much stories and there's so much potential in those.
Absolutely.
Team up. But again, it depends on the vision of the showrunner and creator. If they have a good vision, they know exactly what where they can move it and what the potential of the stories are. You can have a Daredevil, or if you don't know you get a person that doesn't know what they're all about, you get an Iron Fist.
Yep, that's true. But I mean, basically, they're just pointing out things that could have connection. But Gary, I mean, is there a Marvel character that you'd really like to see get its own show, get their own show?
Like I said, I don't know that it really matters as long as it's done well, because it seems like I love Daredevil because Frank Miller did it well in the comic book, and it turned this character or this franchise from Marvel back in the 80s, or maybe it was early or late 70s, I don't remember, but he turned a character that they were going to cancel it. And then he said, can I just do whatever I want with it since you're going to cancel it anyways? And they said, sure, go ahead. And so he did, and he completely revolutionized comics. I mean, he tore it up. Yeah. If they want to if somebody has a vision for a character like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they really see this flushed out, and they have the personalities worked out, and they really know how to bring this to film, if that's what they're using, or bring it into a dramatic, like television or movie kind of setting, then they'll probably do a great job with anything that they do. But I think that's kind of like the challenge that's out there for everything. It's like probably Sony or any of these people, if they could do a really good Fantastic Four, whoever has Sony or has Fantastic Four now, I don't know, but if they could do it, they would.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think,
they
I think
they
Disney's
haven't
got
gotten
them
to
now.
people yet.
Yeah, no, I think Disney's got it back, Gary.
Oh, they
But
do. Okay.
yeah. But some of the other ones they're mentioning in this article anyway. I think we could mention anybody really. She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk would be cool, but that would end up being very similar to Daredevil because she's a lawyer and they'd have to play that up. So I don't think that's a good choice. You guys jump in if you have any opinions here. Claire Temple,
Well,
Night Nurse.
yeah.
Why?
That's silly.
That is.
Yeah, that's silly. But going back to She-Hulk, well, think about it. You have a connection to Jessica Jones with Jerry Ryan, where they have Jerry Ryan as a woman, but she's an attorney. You could do like a specials mini cross between She-Hulk, Jerry Ryan's, and Matt Murdock. Doing attorney things in the day and kind of doing and being a team at night, solving whatever. And it's a time that they have, it basically the story, if it's good enough, it can work. So you can never dismiss anything.
Yeah, but there's a difference
Ghost Rider,
between
make it happen.
cameos and their own show. But go ahead, Booster.
It's like Ghost Rider, make it happen. I need the stink of Nicolas Cage out of my brain when it comes to Ghost Rider.
That actually, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider, which is the updated one where he's in the car, it's a Latino guy in the car. It's actually not bad. I kind of liked it.
That's not Ghost Rider. That's Ghost Driver.
Yeah, true. Okay, fine. Stone. I don't know this character. Tell me about this character. Do they mean Tombstone?
Maybe, but I have no idea who this guy is supposed to be.
Is he one of the ninja or whatever that Stick trained?
Maybe. Well, that's a deep one. I don't know that one. Denali, you ever heard Stone?
Time to Google.
Yeah, he's part of the Chase, which is against. And he is a pupil of Stick, but in Daredevil TV, they made him into a mentor. But he's a pupil of Stick. He's part of a member of Chase. He's a martial artist, and and he fights the hand like every other one.
I don't like the hand stuff.
Yeah,
so much actually.
And with his chi ability, he had kind of like Iron Fist abilities where he can be invulnerable as long as he sees the attack coming. But moving on to the other one.
Shang-Chi.
Martial art. Yeah.
Master of martial arts. I don't know, man. They did Iron Fist, and of course they weren't prepared, obviously, but it really flopped hard. Do you guys think you could do another pure martial artist with the Zen and all the the Eastern philosophies involved?
You know what? That guy that played that drunken fighter in Iron Fist, that one good fight scene, man, that guy got robbed of an opportunity. Man, he should have had his own show. He was excellent.
Yeah, that was a good fight scene. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you like Shang-Chi, Gary?
Who is that? Is that Kung Fu? Or what is it?
Yeah, the Master of Martial Arts, right? That's the
Master of Kung Fu.
Master of Kung Fu.
Oh, the Master of Kung Fu. The Marvel. It was the Marvel comic. Yeah.
I believe that's the comic Mike Barron said he would have loved to have written, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah,
he
it
was
was.
talking about that. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. As long as the people understand what they're doing with the character, they can hit it out of the park,
True. And we got our last one here, which we'd already talked about, but Silver Sable, and they were talking about doing the with Black Cat and having them together, which I don't know why that fell through. I would have watched that. Do you know, Denali, why that fell through?
Creative differences. Not, first they were saying it was a buddy team, then they were saying it wasn't, and like all things, it falls apart before it begins.
Cool. Well, as you guys see, does anyone have any other comments about ideas that they'd like to see characters on Netflix or anything like that before we finish this up?
I think it would be cool if they did Packens Land.
Yes, that
Absolutely.
would be very cool.
Netflix adaptation of Packens Lab with the Daredevil team, and it's got to be as gritty as well.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
why don't we talk about Packens Land a little bit, actually?
Yeah.
We'll finish our show off on that. So let me just go ahead and switch over to the Hangouts, and we'll finish up with that way. We don't want to go too long today. We certainly were very late today, and once again, we do apologize for that, guys. But we were over helping RT Bear with the end of his Indiegogo, which was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen that stream, go check it out. I had a great time. How about you, Janelli?
Oh, it was awesome.
It was.
You got him excited like a little boy when you start talking about your muses.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. Because we had a lot of fun. Go watch that stream. That is just people sitting down chatting. Because go ahead, Booster.
Popefly seems a bit disappointed that there was no talk about Titans, so I'd just like to point out Titans is rubbish. Don't watch it. There we go. Done.
Thank you very much. And of course, Popefire has jumped in here. How you doing, Pope?
Oh, hello there.
I'm good. I thought we were gonna talk just a little bit about Titans. But...
No, we're not going to do that. Why would we hurt ourselves? These people here don't want to talk about that.
I was
misled. Are they actually doing a Titans animated thing?
No.
No. So the animated show is coming back. I've heard from several sources, reliable sources, that there are people working on it. The live action show is not Titans, Gary.
Ugliness.
It's ugliness. These characters torture people. That's not what the Titans. That's not what the Titans do. All right, let's change the topic before I bust a vein.
Oh yeah, no, we don't want to. But just so you know, Gary, there is a live action show out right now called Titans, and it actually should be called Anti-Titans because it's literally the opposite of what Teen Titans are. So,
but is it supposed to be the Teen Titans?
It is. Yes.
But they just messed it all up.
Bad.
Yeah. Okay. So Gary, imagine you go to Taco Bell and you order a taco, and instead they give you a shoe filled with French fries. That's what it is.
And the shoe swears at you.
I shall never eat French
fries. And
again.
the shoe curses at you, and it has gum at the bottom.
Well, actually, that tastes better and looks better than the actual thing that you guys had to suffer through. And I actually had to watch it a little bit, and it's the shoe and fries I would probably take over that.
Yeah. So I think we have created the proper image for Gary that he will never ever look at that, and he'll be better for it. So yeah, Gary, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about Packens Land? Let's talk about that, and we'll finish out the show. Go ahead, man.
Well, Packens Land is a comic book series that I came up with back in the 90s, and it's kind of gone into obscurity over the years. I've gone on to other projects, worked with different companies and things like that, and I'm wanting to bring it back again, and it looks like things are starting to build to where that's going to be a possibility. So coming, I would say early 2000, we're going to launch another Indiegogo campaign that's going to be for the Packens Land Omnibus, which is going to be over 400 pages of story and art. So yeah, that's Packens Land.
Excellent. And of course, the sketchbook that you're doing on Indiegogo right now is actually a way to get your name out, get people recognizing you, so you can build into that, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing an Indiegogo campaign right now that if you want to go check it out, just go to Indiegogo and then type Gary Shipman, and it should pop right up because there's not a lot of Gary Shipmans on Indiegogo. I think there's just one.
Oh, don't worry. We're putting it in the chat.
Okay.
We got you.
But yeah, so it's a sketchbook of different pieces of artwork that I've worked on, some of my favorites. And what we're doing is trying to get my artwork out there to the public and also generate money so that I can focus solely on doing new stories and new art for the Packens Land series, the all new stuff, all new. So the first we're going to bring out the omnibus, which is going to cover all the old stuff, and then we're going to come out with new stuff. So I'm going to be working on that periodically as these campaigns are running. And so all the help that you guys have given, I really do appreciate it, because it's making all of these things become a reality. And it's really fun, and I really do appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, man. We're having fun too. All right, thank you, Gary. So go ahead and let everyone give any kind of closing comments, or where you can find them, Twitter and stuff like that. Booster, why don't you go ahead and tell the people where they can find you and say goodbye to them.
Oh, you can find me at King Booster Boy spelled with BOI on Twitter if you want to follow me there. But I don't do anything there, and I don't upload to my own YouTube either. So you just follow Chester Busby and you get plenty of me, if that's what you're after. And my closing statement is, don't watch Titans, watch Daredevil. Yeah.
Very true.
Right on.
Hey, go ahead, Denelli.
You can catch me on at Denali 101. That's my Twitter. I usually just post or retweet people and Indiegogo's projects that I support and interested in. I also share this link up, so I'm starting to have a small following, which is cool, but I get yelled at for not having a bigger one. So help me get a stronger following, so I can keep you guys informed of all what we're doing as well. And as always, your perception defines your reality. You're in charge of it, so always make it a good one.
Excellent,
Namaste.
sir. The Denali Lama speaks. Namaste. Pope
Nice.
Fire, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of information about Comics Titans fundraiser since you're here.
Well, we just got a new raffle prize. So if you guys do want to check out my Twitter and the or the Comics Titans page, we just announced another raffle prize. Yeah, if you guys do want to find me, the easiest spot would be my Twitter, which is obviously just Pope Fire. I don't really do anything outside of the Comics Titans fundraiser except for the Friday night Titans drinking game, where me and Booster try and see who can hurt each other first by drinking to how edgy Titans is. Yeah, so
there's a lot of yelling, just general disorganization, and a lot of hurt feelings in one show. So if you want to see us just watch our relationship fall apart and watch us hate each other and ourselves, that's the show to watch.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. And, of course, there's links all around here. We got links down below. Keep in mind, we do the comics news today, every day. And on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, Friday at Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. We do our Bugbear's Basement and Fanspeak, respectively. So certainly come over and keep supporting us on that. We really appreciate it, guys. It's so cool to have everyone come and share their comments and come on and be part of what we're doing. Is we're having tons of fun, and we thank you very, very much for this. And thank you very much, Gary, for jumping up here and chatting with us again, sir. We have all your links. We have all your links as well. So, all right, guys. Well, we're going to close it out, and we're going to give you our intro again. So later.
Bye.